Years ago, when life depended on the proper rounds of tilling, sowing, harvesting, and the recovery of the sun to begin each cycle anew, not only Christmas, but all the days of the winter season were filled with magic. The days were therefore devoted to rituals of the field to ensure good herds and harvests, of the hearth to protect the house, and of the fire to drive away the dark. Let's go back in time and see how the following days, the day of solstice, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve, looked like. From time before memory, people danced to make magic, and throughout Europe, they danced at the solstice as a defense against the dark. The recollection of those early ceremonies lived on in the form of village sword dances, performed on the shortest of days, December 21. Clothed in elaborate ribboned costumes, men would circle sunwise, from left to right, in the apparent path of the sun, using the swords they bore to form patterns in the air. The most important pattern marked the climax of the dance. It was a six-pointed star, the earthly symbol of the longed-for sun. Christmas Eve was a time for human feasting and for something else. In Scandinavia, the people said the ghosts of the dead returned in the night to visit the homes they had once loved. The descendants welcomed them. After the meal of the living was finished, food was left to the dead. Then the living retired so their ancestors might come into the warmth and the light to make their old Christmas revels once more. As midnight ushered in the day of Christmas, tranquility descended on all the world, according to the old tales. Even in the darkness, all the birds awoke and sang, and such was the magic of the time that sparrows caroled as sweetly as nightingales. In the morning, men and women who walked into the wildernesses of the world might see all the beasts of field and wood lying placidly together. Predator and prey joined for one day to make a peaceable kingdom. In order that the new year might prosper, the old year and the spirits released by the solstice season had to be buried or driven away. In villages from Britain to Austria, the old year, in the form of a straw dummy called Death, was carried throughout the streets and then drowned in a stream or buried or burned. But other people in other villages had more high-spirited customs. On New Year's Eve, costumed and masked as a disguise against malevolent powers, people paraded through their towns, striking the houses with sticks, beating drums, clanging bells, and cracking whips. The noise of the town rattling, as it was called, drove out the ghosts of the dying old year and brought the new year safely.